I've been living in Japan for over 24 years, and since 2022, I've been holding restaurant pop-up events in Kyoto, Japan's most famous traditional city. It's been a wild adventure. Follow me to learn more about food culture in Japan. Hi everybody, this is Eric. Today I thought I'd just do a quick tour of one of the most famous shopping streets in Kyoto called Teramachi. And it's a shopping arcade, which means it's there's a roof above you when you walk down. And we'll start at the north end at Oike Street, which is right by Kyoto City Hall. So that should be a big landmark. And also, it's right above the Kyoto Tozai Line subway station called Kyoto Shiakusho Mae, which just means in front of Kyoto City Hall. Okay, and then we'll walk all the way down south, past Sanjo Street, and then we'll finish at Shijo Street. And this is where the shopping arcade ends. And as you see, we are approaching the lights. Lots of people on bicycles. So this was at about 6:30 p.m. And surprisingly, some of the shops were already closed. But this should give you some idea of what to look for when you're walking down. So you see the sign, Teramachi Street there. Okay, and then we're walking down. And there's a condominium on the right. This is a famous folk music instrument shop, so you can buy all sorts of world music instruments. This is the shop that's closed on the right, but it's a really cool Japanese paper shop that sells stationery and all sorts of paper goods. All right, and going down. So what's that on the right there? The street is also famous for art galleries, and these art galleries are not commercial art galleries, but these are rental galleries that anybody can rent. So pretty unique part of Japanese culture. Okay, on the right here is Smart Coffee, which is a famous retro style cafe, and you can get light meals as well, sandwiches as well. Usually there's a big lineup during the day, so it's very, very popular. It's one of these retro kind of style coffee shops. Okay, we got a shoe store on the left here. Not very interesting, but there it is. On the right here, the white building, there's a yoga studio, I believe, in there as well. Okay, and the shop coming up on the left here is a pretty famous vegetable shop. Okay, so it's pickles, pickled vegetables, mushrooms, okay, as well. Pretty old shop. Okay, got a closed soba restaurant there. All right, got this really funky sports clothing store shop. Okay, now this is the intersection to Sanjo Street. All right, so if you follow this east-west, it has lots of shops as well. I won't cover it today. Okay, you can see there's it continues on east-west on the street. Okay, but we're going to continue down. Right in front of you on the right here is a famous crab restaurant. Okay, called Kani Doraku. Right here you see a big sculpture of a crab there. That's very popular with tourists. All right, so this is a very famous sukiyaki restaurant called Mishimate. Very high quality wagyu. If you're into that, again, not very cheap, but very historical. I've had it a couple times, and you can't really eat that much. It's so fatty. All right, in Teramachi, this part of Teramachi is famous for a lot of used clothing shops, Japanese brands. There's one called Who's Who. Okay, so if you're kind of sick of the normal, Gap and Western brands, this might be interesting to go down the street because there's a few Japanese original shops. This used to be a bar that's all closed up now. Old sushi shop right there on the left. Okay, you got a crepe. Okay, French crepes are very popular now. You can buy it on the right there. On the left is a you can buy glasses. Okay, so buying glasses is actually quite good in Japan. They're pretty cheap. You can get a prescription right on the spot. I recommend that if you want to look for like a unique souvenir. 7-Eleven on the left there. Lots of drugstores on Teramachi. This one on the right here. And then coming up to Tully's Coffee. I thought this was the American brand, but actually it's from Japan, Tully's Coffee. Okay, kimono shop, very interesting. Okay, so you can buy like cheap obi and other parts of kimono. There's Tully's again. Used clothing shops on the right here. Okay, and then coming up to Burger King on the left. This is one of the few locations in Kyoto for Burger King. All right, so there's also McDonald's nearby, but that's on the street parallel. Okay, coming up to the next street called Rokkaku. So this is a pretty funky store on the left here. This sells like old school Japanese jackets, okay, embroidered jackets. They're actually pretty expensive. You look at some of the prices here, okay, you can get all sorts of like Japanese patterns embroidered on. They're about like $200, $250, right, for these silk jackets. My Only Fragrance, unique perfume shop on the right. Okay, coming down to more used clothing shops. There's a Nuts Dom shop. I have no idea what that is. More used clothing on the right. On the left here is a very famous tendon or tempura bowl restaurant. See all these people crowded there. So that's a very famous shop, very good. 3 coins is like a $3 dollar shop. So very good. I recommend it. Really good quality compared to dollar shops. This is a Japanese brand called Child Panic on the right here. Okay, more upscale clothing or designer clothing on the left here. Okay, then coming up to a dollar shop on the right, Can-Do. Okay, it's one of the many dollar shops, or in Japanese 100 yen shops that you see in Japan. Okay, accessory shop on the right. I got more clothing, used clothing, Chicago, shop called Chicago on the right. You see, they also sell kimono as well, used kimono, right? Okay, this is a dumpling shop, rather new dumpling shop on the right here that sells fried dumplings, okay, Chinese style fried dumplings. Okay, and Mumukte, this is a coffee shop and accessory shop. Alright, and dentist. Okay, you see all sorts of side streets on the lead you to the next street as well. This is a okonomiyaki shop, okay, so Japanese pancake restaurant on the left there. Okay, more okonomiyaki. This seems to be more popular. They have English signs, so it seems to be more popular with tourists. Okay, this one right here. You can buy yakisoba noodles for 700 yen. Okay, continuing on. This is a unique shop that sells Japanese clothes. Okay, once in a while you enter like these sort of open spaces, these intersections that have other kind of shops. This one has like a fried chicken karaage shop on the right here. Okay, and this connects to the parallel shopping street called Shinkyokoku. Okay, and I won't cover that today, but basically there are 2 shopping streets parallel to each other that have a roof, all right? So these are 2 shopping arcades. All right, and going down. All right, continuing down. What do we have? Hype Kyoto clothes shop. Nico and. This is a clothes and a coffee shop as well. This seems to be some sort of Japanese accessory shop. Oh, knife shops. Okay, so now, kebab. This is the kebab guy in the corner. One of the few places you can get kebabs in Kyoto. And I think we're just gonna pass the knife shop. Oh no, maybe not. Okay, more glasses on the left here. This is a cool little alley that connects to the next street, Kokomachi. You can find there's a cafe on the corner here, and small little restaurants. Very cool little alley to check out. All right, Nomura Tailor House, a good place to buy textiles if you're into sewing or fashion or garments. Okay, more fashion shops on the left. Okay. And then more fashion shops. Oh, Gyukatsu on the left there, that restaurant that people are lining up. That's Beef Katsu restaurant, pretty famous. Okay, another original brand on the right here. Oh, this is a Wagyu steak restaurant right here. Okay, so I go downstairs. All right, so you can choose from types of Wagyu. This is a Thai Meishi, so sea bream rice bowl restaurant, a new one. So 1,680 yen, you can buy a bowl of rice. Oh, Urban Research, the original Japanese brand on the right here. Okay, oh, knife shops, okay. So knives, a lot of people come and buy cooking knives. This is one of the new shops that have opened on the street. Okay, and then this is the entrance to Nishiki Market. All right, so a lot of people come here for street food. Of course, it's not so busy in the evening, but this is where you want to go for street food. Famous sneaker shop, ABC Mart. There's a Wendy's, Loteria that we just passed there. Okay, and going down, we got more kind of hippie style clothes on the left. Okay, what else? This is the Asics sneaker shop on the right. This is kind of weird shop. So model gun and U.S. surplus. So army clothes and accessories and model guns. So kind of a weird shop. I've never been in there, but if that's your thing, go for it. Okay, more used clothing on the right. Okay, what do we have here? This is, yakiniku. Okay, Korean beef, barbecue beef. I've been in here. It's pretty good restaurant. Get a good selection of Wagyu beef or non-Wagyu beef. On the right here is Sukiyaki Kimura. This is a really, really old sukiyaki restaurant. Very old school. You got to take off your shoes. You go upstairs. Tatami rooms. Okay, so it's pretty popular with the tourists. All right. And then what else? We have pachinko. Okay, this is a very weird Japanese culture of. It's almost like slot machines, but it's kind of a underground form of gambling. So pachinko, it's a ripoff. I don't really recommend it, but if you want to experience something different, you can try these pachinko parlors on the right. Suitcases. A lot of shops for suitcases on Teramachi. If you need to buy an extra suitcase, this is a good place to go. This is so pottery dishes, Regal shoes on the right, another cafe on the left. Oh, Dr. Stretch. This is interesting. Okay, this is it's not a massage place, but they stretch you out, so it's almost like a halfway between a chiropractor and a massage place called Dr. Stretch. There's several locations around Kyoto. Okay, Japanese sweets. This is good for souvenirs. So wagashi, they're called. Okay, another drugstore on the right. Okay, we're approaching Shijo, so we're approaching the end. We got another okonomiyaki shop here called Mr. Young Men. Very interesting name. This is a very popular place called Katsukura. It's a tonkatsu shop. It's a very small entrance there on the right here. Katsukura, that's where people are lining up. It's very popular. Okay, and this is Shijo Street. Okay, so this is another, this is probably the most famous upper end, like higher brand streets along Shijo that you can find. But this is where the shopping arcade ends. Okay, so this is the end of the street. Oh, this is an interesting place. This is a discount tickets. All right, so if you want to buy cheap train tickets, even bullet train Shinkansen tickets, you can buy them here. But some Japanese are required. Okay, so yeah, so there you go. So a very quick tour of Teramachi Shopping Arcade Street. Okay, I hope you found it interesting.